Are you setting up the French easel to get the maximum use of it? I'm going to show you how to set up a French easel like the one behind me. And if you stick to the end, I'm going to show you how I set it up for art sales and advertising. Let's go. Hey art fans, it's Jose. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to talk about the French easel, and there's a variety of different types of outdoor painting easels, from full box French easels like the one I have behind me, half box. You have aluminum tripods that people use boxes on top of them, like the Pochade box, the sketch box, desktop easels, and so on. They even have DIY easels. All you have to do is go on YouTube and then look up a DIY on a box easel. You can go online and do a lot of research and see which box or easel is better made for you. Look at the reviews and pick the one that's going to work for you. The French easel I use is like the one behind me. I've used the French easel, the full box French easel, for many years. Not this particular one, but another one similar to it. The first box I had was a Mabeuf French easel, and it started to show its age, like me. The handle broke one day, and then the latches for the box, they also broke. I was trying to go online to find replacement parts for the Mabeuf easel because I want the original parts, but I couldn't find them. So then I just said, hey, why not just go to the hardware store and get the parts that I need? And I made it work. So it worked for me, and I've used it for many years. It was very functional, and it had character. So my wife got me this French easel 3 years ago as a surprise for my birthday, and I've been using it ever since. It's made out of German beechwood. It's got brass plated hardware, and it's very reliable. I've been using it for the past 3-4 years now. And the old easel that I had, I gave to my daughter. She's a graphic designer, and now she's an aspiring plein air painter. So it's a win-win for both of us. So let's talk about transporting your easel and your gear to your painting location. Some people use the straps that come with the French easel. They put it over the shoulder. Some people use a backpack, and they'll stuff all their gear in their backpack. Others will use like a wagon, like a beach wagon, and they'll load it up with all their gear. I wanted to have something more compact and easy to get to my locations. So my idea was a luggage cart. So I took this luggage cart and I put all my gear on it, and I strapped it down with a bungee cord, and I gave it a go. And now this was many years ago. So I brought it out to my backyard, and then lo and behold, I hit a little slope in the terrain, and next thing you know it, my easel rolled all over the ground. So I said, wow, I got to come up with something different. So I kept thinking, I'm looking at the cart, and I'm going, well, what was the problem here? Well, the problem was that it was top heavy, and then the tires on the cart were kind of close together. So it was top heavy, and then it took nothing for it to roll over. So then I said, well, you know what I need to do? And I need to make the axles or the tires, I need to separate them farther out. This way it has more footing on the terrain. So I went to Home Depot and I bought a rod to replace the axle on that cart. Simply took the old wheels off, put the new axle, I don't know, it was about maybe 18, 20 inches wide, and then put the tires on there. And I also purchased little axle caps that go at the end to hold the tires in. But I also had to put spacers between the cart and the tire. So I purchased 6-inch piping material. I mean, I could have probably used like a heavier grade PVC piping. and use that as a spacer to keep the tires farther out and in place. So that worked great for me. So I took it back outdoors and there was no problem. I was running around with that cart up and down the terrain, over sidewalks, curbing, hitting, bumping into rocks. And there was no problem getting around with that cart. So I've been using it ever since. The cart is starting to rust in certain spots, but if I had to do it again, I would get another cart like that and do the same thing, widen up the axles. So setting up the French easel is real easy. Some artists seem like they struggle with it. Maybe it's too heavy, too cumbersome. But once you get used to it, it's real easy to set it up. And I've been very happy with it. It's a love and hate, for people with the French easels like the one I have. That's what some tend to go to either a tripod or a shot box, stuff like that. But I'm really happy with my French easel. So let's go set it up. So let me show you what I'm working with. Please disregard the sketch on the toned canvas here. But this is the gear that I take when I go on location to paint. And most of the times, the top part here of the cart, I'll have my tripod right here because I like to take my tripod with me for my camera. And this in particular is not a tripod. This is an actual tool that I want to show you just in case you're interested in setting up something like that. But here are the axles that I was talking about, or the axle. And if you go all the way across here, you can see the other wheel. So now it has a wider footprint when you're going across the terrain. And I have my spray bottle that just hangs there and it hasn't, fallen off or anything like that. My water bottle for my acrylics and my bag for my other surprise that I have for you later on in this video. But basically this is it. And this is the palette that I use, and I have been using it forever. It's a stay wet acrylic palette with a glass palette on the inside for my paints. So there you have it. That's the transport system that I use. Okay, so once I get to my location, my spot that I'm going to set up, I usually take my the tripod off the top of my easel, set it off to the side, grab my water bottle, move that also to the side. I'll take the bungee cord that's holding my easel to the cart, take it off or unstrap it, move the cart to the side, and then here's where the fun begins. I put it on the ground. Sometimes you can just put it on your knee and work with it that way. But for easy purposes, I'm going to lay it on the ground, and there's a wing nut down here that you loosen and on the side legs, and you bring it up out of the shaft that's in there, the inner leg. Same thing on the other side, loosen the wing nut, slide it up, tighten the wing nut down. Make sure the wing nuts are tight so that your easel doesn't have any issues when you're setting up right in the middle of painting. And then there's another wing nut down here, and then you loosen that up, and then you pull the leg out from these little latches on the side of the box. It snaps in place like that. So you got to take that off, lean the easel back a little bit. Currently I'm resting it on my knee, and then I'll just take two hands. I'll tighten the winglet, and then there's a little groove in the box where the leg goes into. So it kind of helps locking that leg in place. Same thing on the opposite side. Unsnap it, bring the leg down, rest it down. It's on my knee right here. Tighten the wing nut. Now I have the two front legs out and secured. So then I'll take the inside leg here, which is the middle leg, and it also snaps in place, and I'll just pull it out. And this one obviously was loose. This little knob was loose. So now I extend that little inner leg bring this around, and there's another wing nut on the side. I'll tighten that one up right there. Okay, so now that I have all 3 legs extended out and secured, make sure this little bracket is all the way out like that. So once all 3 legs are out, then I'll take it, carefully lift it up off the ground, very gently, and lay it down like that. So there you have it. Now we have it in this position, and then I'll unlatch the box latches on the back here. Not sure you can see the latches right here. And then I'll open up the box, just like that. Okay, so once I have this up at a slight angle like that, I don't like to have it exactly straight. Just make sure all your wing nuts are secured. I like to have it at a slight angle. I'll tighten up the wing nuts right there. And I try to get this, there's a little knob back here that you can loosen. And then these little wing nuts on the side of where the canvas rests, you can loosen that up there and you can bring it up. I like to have it up high, almost eye level to me. This way I'm looking straight at it. I'm not having any kind of, pain with my neck or whatnot. And then I'll bring the top part down and snug it down with that knob in the back. So there you have it like that. I like to have it rest on the very edge and as tight as possible down here. You can even tap it down to make sure it's secure. Tighten down like that. It's set to start painting. And I like I said, I like to have it almost eye level like this. I don't like to look down like that. So then I'll grab the box down here and I'll pull it towards me like this. Okay, so once this drawer is out and has all my paints, then I'll take my Stay Wet palette and put it on top of that tray there. Put the cover to the side. I'll take my water bottle, and for years I've always hung it right here on this little tray. I'll take my water jar for cleaning my brushes. I'll put it in that corner of my palette right there. My knife, I can put it there or just lay it down. Or just lay it down for now. And I'll take a rag and I'll tie it. I'll tie the rag to the little D-ring on this tray. Tie a knot, or just make sure it doesn't come off. I usually just tie like a little quick knot, and that's for cleaning my brushes or drying some of the brushes and whatnot. So that hangs down like that. I've always used it this way. And then I'll take my water, and this is the thermos that I bring with me all the time for many years. And I'll pour my water into my jar for cleaning my brushes. Put the lid back on the thermos, and I'll go back to the backpack here into the tray, and I have my brushes that I'm going to use. So basically it's a little DIY brush holder, and I'll take the brushes that I'm going to use to sketch with. Maybe a number 2, number 4, maybe a number 6. I don't even know why I have so many brushes in this holder, but here you go. Put that back on there. Put that back in the tray. Now I'm ready to paint. I have my brushes, my water, my knife for mixing paints, and this is my setup. You can also level. The easel has these wing nuts that if you're all off level, then you can loosen one of the wing nuts and you can level it. This particular easel comes with a level right here so that you can make sure that you're level, but I've never even used that, to tell you the truth, but it's there. Oh, by the way, if you have panels, or another way to secure your canvas is by using these little brackets that they have installed on here to hold panels. You just loosen that, bring that out, and this one doesn't want to come out. I've never used these. So there you have it right there. You can put your loosen the knobs, and then you can put your canvas or panels, come on out, right there like that, and secure it that way. Loosen the knob back here, bring this one down, like that. Tighten the knob. Now you have these little L-shaped brackets so you can hold your canvas or your panels that way if you prefer to do it this way. Okay, so if you're still with me, now comes the part where I had mentioned about when I go out, I like to use my easel for advertising purposes also while I'm out there. So I have this little tote bag that I used right here, and it has not all my note cards, but it does have some note cards that I like to bring. And what I do, I like to take out these little signs that are inside my easel. They have Velcro, and I put them, this is the wrong one. This one goes here. Line up the Velcro. So I have that on the side, on both sides, in case somebody walks by and want to record my website address. Then I'll take these note cards and I'll put the note cards with my business card on the back side of them of some paintings that I have done, and I'll fill up the front or this little tray area with the cards. So when people do decide to come by and talk to me, then I can hand them a card, or I can possibly sell them note cards, which is usually the case, because once they come and they start talking to you, then it kind of leads to that, because they're very interested. And I welcome visitors. It gives me an opportunity to hand them my business card, or even possibly sell them note cards. And I also have a QR code on the inside of my easel in case you have those shy people that are walking by and maybe they want to scan it real quick and then take off, or don't want to hang around, or they also see my website address on there to give me a visit. So when you talk about comfort also while you're out there, some artists like to bring an umbrella and clamp the umbrella to the side of their easel. You got to be careful with when the wind starts picking up, and then it might push your easel over. If it does get windy, it's a 5-pound ankle weight, for exercising and whatnot. And this is strapped onto my cart also. And I like to bring that along in case it does get windy. And all I do is I basically place it on top of my easel right here, and it just weighs it down. Some people like to tie like a bungee or down to a weight down there, or they'll have like a backpack and they'll strap it to the bottom of their easel to weigh it down so it doesn't go anywhere. I'll talk about the acrylic paints that I use on another video, and a painting demo from start to finish on another. If you found value in this video or have a question, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Now let's paint.